Hey, everybody. Welcome today to Deborah Kobylt Live. I'm actually glad to be here. I have been so sick for the past couple of days with a horrible bee sting. It's just been so difficult for me. So I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be here with you, with my lovely guest, Carlie Casey. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad you're okay.
I know, right? I was on the phone going, I just feel awful, but I managed to crawl into the studio. You know, we just managed to sort of get the energy to come in and do what we need to do, and then we go home and crawl back in bed.
And crash.
Right?
Yep, yeah. It's like you dream of your couch, but
exactly.
You'll get through this. We'll get through this.
Exactly. We'll do it. So you are the creator, writer, co-director, actress, and producer. She's just like everything. She keeps flipping her hats. Of the new digital series, Are You There, God? It's me, Margot. Love this. And I love that you've taken on this project because a lot of you people know her. You grew up pretty much on Nickelodeon.
Yes, I did.
What was your character there?
I was Missy Meanie. I was a mean girl, which I've played many a time now, being a blonde girl. But yeah, I tried to give her a little heart. But yes, I was Missy Meanie, the school. Not bully, but just kind of mean girl, popular
the school
mean girl.
Bitch. Right?
Yeah, the school
just
bitch.
The school bitch that you just wanted to avoid at the lunchroom. It's
there.
like,
exactly.
Oh, great, here she comes again.
She had her moments, but of being kind. But other than that, she was ruthless. She was out for herself a little bit.
Yeah, well, so all the years that you've been doing this out here in California and Los Angeles and Hollywood, why did you decide to take on your own digital series? That's pretty brave.
I think because, I've been doing this for almost 20 years, which is insane. But
wow.
I've worked a lot. I've done this for a long time, and I've been so fortunate to do a lot of really, really cool stuff. But it just hit a point where I was like, I'm so sick of being submitted for and doing the same types of roles all the time. And I really wanted to do something. I wanted to tell a story that I felt like was a part I wanted to play that I wasn't being considered for, really. And I felt like...
Right, so it's like, look, I'm going to make my own character. I'm going to write her myself, and I'm going to act it myself, and that's
Absolutely. And so many of my friends who have also been in the industry for a very long time were voicing the same frustrations, and I was like, let's do this thing. Like, I already, you know what I mean? It was one of those things where I was like, I was sick of complaining about it, because I definitely went through my stage of just being really annoyed by the lack of interesting opportunities that I was like, I'm sick of complaining about it. Like, let's do something.
You know what? TV news is no different because I've got 3 kids. And when I was kind of sort of getting ready to go back in, it's like, well, do you want to come back and do local news? I'm thinking, no. Do you want to go back and maybe do network news? No. Because
right.
You don't want to be told you're going here today and this is what you're reporting on. It was fantastic. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But I want to choose those things.
Absolutely.
So when you put stuff out there on the web, it's great because people might gravitate toward it or maybe not.
Absolutely.
But you're directing the ship, you know?
Absolutely, it's been so fulfilling. There are moments where it's absolutely terrifying, but in a way that I really, really love, that I feel like if I had not worked for so long in the industry, I don't think I would have the confidence to do this the way that we're doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's really cute too, from what I've seen of it. It's adorable. Do we have a couple clips that we can start showing? Whichever one you want to pop up there.
You guys, can we all go around and say one thing that we love about each other to distract us from the pain of our uteruses shedding their linings?
Okay, I'll go first. Margot, you are the best sister I could have ever dreamed of. You were always there for me.
That's my actual
most
sister.
of the time. But I am so thankful for you.
You guys look alike.
Yeah.
Thanks, sissy. You are the best and only sister I've ever had. Sometimes I wish we were twins so that when I look in the mirror, I'd get to see your face.
Our face.
Oh, I have always wanted to share a face with someone.
So where do you get the ideas from? I mean, is this
real life? I'm so enamored and obsessed with relationships and those subtleties in all of them. Friendships, partnerships, all of it. Just like my relationship with my husband has definitely been a catalyst for many ideas. But like when I'm in different experiences with my friends and stuff and I'm just observing things, I just honestly will like take a little note of like, this is an interesting thing. And then nothing has ever been literal, like an exact pull, but it's definitely just from real life. And also feeling like what is something I don't see on TV that I'd like to that's relatable. You know what I mean? And so then I kind of go down that rabbit hole.
You know, ever since I was a little kid and I watch a lot of what's going on TV, it's always seemed canned, even though clearly it's a lot
Yes.
different than it used to be back in the day when I was watching TV as a little kid. It still seems canned.
Yeah.
It seems just so overproduced.
Yes.
And I love what's going on digitally. I really do. And I find so much programming that way. I'm one of those people who will surf around, or I'll listen to people who will saying, oh, you got to try watching this, because it is so much more real, so much more relatable. You know?
Absolutely. And I think, and that's what's cool is like, I definitely had like younger women like in mind when writing it, but the coolest part has really been that women of all ages are like, it's so relatable. And I think that's because like when you do tap into like subtleties and dynamics that go on in relationships, it's relatable for all ages. And I've also had a lot of men who are like, this show is hilarious. And that means a lot to me too, because I like that it's universally interesting and not just like for a very niche kind of group. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, I just feel like themes like that in life are a lot more relatable than we realize, like for all ages. You know what I mean?
So again, for people who don't or not familiar with Are You There, God? I love that title. It's me, Margot. Tell us what it's about.
It's really predominantly about a group of female friends and them kind of navigating their relationships with each other.
There they are.
With there we are, with their careers and their relationships, and just kind of navigating it. The first season was really just kind of getting a taste of getting to know everyone, and our second season now, which we're in pre-production for, we just shot our first episode, but is really more about like digging in deep with all of these characters and kind of exploring their own worlds as well. So
Where do you shoot it?
Los Angeles.
Just sort of everywhere?
Yeah,
or
sort of
in
everywhere,
an apartment?
yeah,
Or just,
like,
because it's
all
got to
over
be
the place.
really hard. Like, how do you get the budget for something like that?
The first season was really was out of pocket and favors, and the cool part is everybody a part of it has really worked in the industry for a long time, but also had the same desire as I did to be a part of something that they could be really excited about and kind of co-create together. So I had a lot of people willing to come and be a part of this and get way less than they normally would, because they were just really genuinely excited to be part of it. And so that was kind of the first season. The second season, we're talking to different investors, but we're still kind of shooting the best we can in the meantime. And my husband is an obnoxiously talented DP who
What's a
definitely
DP?
makes a different director of photography.
There you go. Okay. So many people are like, wait a minute, what's a DP? So he's obviously working on it too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
a family affair.
Yeah, well, that's the way it has to be. So
Totally.
you said season 2. So
Season 2.
the characters are going to be developing.
Absolutely. And we're getting to know like kind of the ins and outs of relationships that we kind of got like a taste for, but really it's still pretty vague, because I just wanted to see if there was an audience for it, and it's been really cool because there definitely has been. So I'm excited to show everybody a deeper side of all these characters. So I'm excited.
So for somebody who's out there and they have an idea for a story and they want to go and write their own story and create their own web series, what should they do? But they don't live in Hollywood, let's say. They just want to get it up there and get it out there. How should they start?
I mean, I think on one hand, just start writing. Just start writing. Even if you think you're not good or anything, start writing. If you can take classes, if you can read some stuff from the masters, do it, and then see if there are people around you that have the same desire to do it. But also, I think it's really important to surround yourself with people who do know what they're doing and do have some experience, and even if it's just a mentorship, because I think it goes a long way in your experience and how quickly you can really start making something that reflects what you want it to be. You know what I mean? Like, I think for me, it's been invaluable, the experience I've had on set working with these like master minds of people. It made doing this so much easier.
You know, when you watch it, plus the actors are all terrific.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah,
I'm
and
so
including
lucky.
yourself. I mean, you were really funny. You're
Thank
just
you.
sort of charming to watch. I
Thank
really
you.
enjoyed it. And you said your real life sister is in this.
She is.
And
she
you-
plays Katie.
She plays Katie. And you all originally came out here from Minnesota.
Yeah.
Because Big Sister,
yeah.
right, wanted to be an actress.
Yep.
So you were kind of came along. And the
Yep,
whole
she
family.
did theater, and she kind of was like, someone kind of planted the seed of like, you guys should go to LA, and then we did for just really small periods of time. And I just remember being like, that seems kind of fun, because I did print work forever and I loved it. It was always like really fun print work. I like did like, you know, the Barbie karaoke weird things that my parents have boxes of that I wish I could burn, but
You'll luck him someday. You know what I mean? You'll enjoy going through those boxes one day.
I'm not quite there yet, but
Well, you're like a
maybe soon.
grandmother or something.
Yes,
it's like, look,
yes.
look what grandma used to do. You know?
Look at grandma and this ridiculous glitter on her face. Yes, but yeah, so she kind of led the charge. She really had the passion for it. And then when we came out here, I was like, this is fun. And then it kind of went from there.
And now you're working together. That must be a lot of fun working with your
It's
sister.
so much fun. I mean, and again, like you said, like everybody is so talented that it's so cool to like see everybody bring my words to life. But it's also like where I'm so open and I love like creating real moments where we can improv and we can do those things and the chemistry between all of us is so great because we're friends. We are all really friends and we
Probably
all,
fun on the set.
Oh, it's
right?
it's like hard to call it work.
I was
'cause we
gonna
just
say
have so much fun.
It's like pull it together and we're about to shoot.
Exactly, but
You know?
also there are times where like my husband or like our AD will be like, okay, like stop laughing, we got to do this thing,
Yeah.
and you're like, okay, cool, let's do this.
I know. I've been there. That's a great feeling.
It is a
though,
great
you
feeling.
know?
It is. It's like okay,
It's
all
not work, right?
Exactly.
And you were telling me you did 2 pilots that really inspired you to do
Planted the
this.
seed. Yeah.
Yeah, tell me about that.
So I did. The biggest influence I think that kind of started the planting the seed for me of like I think I can do this and I think I want to do this was this pilot on Fox called Like Father that Bill Lawrence did, and it was just like not only was it such a hilarious script. The environment that Bill created was so creative. It was like the first time in my career, and this was like, I don't know, 2012, where I actually felt like he had us do what he wanted, but then always gave a take for the actors to be like, all right, do whatever you want. Like, even if that's completely off book of what I'm doing, and would play music in between takes and like just created an environment where we were all genuinely enjoying ourselves. And the pilot at the end of the day, although it didn't end up going, like was hilarious because of it. And it was the first time I saw like the influence that a creator could have, that it made all of the actors and crew work that much harder because they were like, this is great. That I was like, I think I can do this and I think I want to do this. And he put so much trust in all of us. And I really was like, that's cool. And
You know what? Think about what's going on with like, the new kind of media,
Yeah.
right? Where it's a lot more bare bones,
Yeah,
actually.
absolutely.
And you think way back into the silent movies.
Oh, yeah.
And even like the kind of sets. I remember once back east, I went to Thomas Edison's home, and he actually had one of the original sets, that he developed, and you would turn the, stage like this, depending upon the sunlight and how it would come in to, light the theater, and I'm thinking it was so simple then, but it worked.
Right.
And then somewhere along the line, the
Right.
studios came in and it's become so complicated. You need 5 people just to hold up a light, and they need an
Right.
assistant, and that assistant is in the union. I mean, it's just so complicated.
It is.
It's like even just getting through that barrier, it's like a steel door. And now, with this new media, it's like there are no doors. You can create your own
It's
thing.
really true.
And I just love it.
And you can create a crew of people who genuinely want to be there, which sometimes you don't get on you're lucky when you do. And I do think the creator has a big influence on everybody's experience. But like there are times where I've been on really, high budget professional sets where you can just tell a lot of people don't really want to be there. And like
Oh, absolutely.
doing it this way, it's been really cool to see that like everybody showing up genuinely wants to be there. And that alone has been really exciting.
You
for
should
me.
have me on as the neighbor or something.
I'm so down.
Right?
Is this a
I mean, I
verbal
would be
agreement?
the great.
'Cause I'm
Oh, hell
down.
yeah. I would be a great neighbor for you. Or something. I don't know, cause trouble. That's
so-
what I'll do. I would be
trouble.
great at causing trouble.
I'm so down. Girl, you're going to get a call soon.
I'm telling you, they're lining up anyway. So just, I think it's a great idea. I'm not kidding.
you.
We'll talk about that. But what's one of the favorite things other than this that you've done in your entire career of 20 plus years? And you're so young. I can't believe it. You were practically an infant.
I think one of the coolest moments was I did an episode of House, which was like, I've done a lot of guest stars and they've all been really, really cool. But House was one of those shows where I just like watched it religiously and I was like, I just love this show. And I remember when I got the audition for it, I was just like, I was weirdly calm about it. And then when I found out I booked it, I was like, really? And that was just one of those very cool moments.
Didn't you do your first and only actually sex scene on House? That was a pretty big deal.
It was a big deal. It was a big deal and they handled it really well, but it's just kind of crazy. I remember the guy, bless his heart, was like the most wonderful man to be doing this with. He was like, I've done like 20, like you're in good hands. And I was like, okay. But the weirdest part was that in between takes, I like had a robe on and I was like sitting and waiting and a crew guy came up to me and he like had this like weird expression on his face and you're already feeling kind of vulnerable and
Ew.
weird. And he goes, do you recognize me? And I was like,
Oh, God.
no.
Did
And
you
he
date
was
him in
like,
high school or
Oh,
something?
so much worse. He goes, I was part of the crew on Ned's Declassified. And I was like, oh, the show I was on as a child.
As a little
and now
child.
you're watching me simulate sex on House. This is fun.
Oh, he didn't have to tell you that.
And he told me we weren't even done filming.
Yeah, I was
still
gonna
had to
say.
go back and do this thing. And I remember just being like, oh my God. Like, I don't even know what I said back to him. I was so horrified. I was like, couldn't you have waited to tell me this?
Kind of creepy. I'm
Kinda
sorry.
creepy. It was a weird choice.
He probably didn't mean it, but yeah, weird timing was off.
The timing
right?
was off.
Would you do it
Timing was
again?
off. I would do it again in the right circumstance. I would do it again.
If it were Ryan Gosling?
I mean, do we?
You don't understand. That's my guy. So get
That-
him on the show too. You know what I mean?
Him, did you see Place Beyond the Pines?
Yeah.
Him in that movie, it's like swoon. It's like
Please don't get me started. I won't be able to finish the show. Anyway, so what's next for you? And one thing I wanted to ask you, because you're a woman in charge now, and this is our time. No, but it really is. You know, you're driving this train, car, whatever. You're in the driver's seat. That must feel pretty great, huh? You got your own thing going. It's yours, and no other person is going to really tell you how to do it.
It feels really good. It really does. Like I said, I think I went through a very small period of time where I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. But then it's actually been, like I said, I think the experience I've had has allowed me to have a different confidence with this. And also just I care so much about everybody's experience as well that it's been really cool because I know that I can help create an environment where we do all feel empowered. It's not just about me being the boss lady, but also it's a predominantly female-led show, which feels really good too. I love being surrounded by other badass women who are ready to do this, So it's exciting. It's cool to be part of the timing's been really cool. When I set out to do this, I definitely I don't think women are now, like, we are having a very, very much deserved moment, and I think it'll go way beyond a moment.
Yeah, I just hope the entire movement leads to everyone working well together.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter if I'm a guy or a girl walking in
Absolutely.
the door. Just whatever. Just be respectful.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day. But okay, well, it was great having you on
Thank
here.
you so much for having
I'm thinking
me.
maybe we can finish up with another one of your clips. Can we do that? And how can people find the show?
So we have a website, areyouthereGod.com, or if you just want to go straight to the episodes, it's YouTube.com/areyouthereGod.It's-me-Margot.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a unique title.
Yeah.
It's easy to find.
It's
'Cause
easy
I
to
was
find, yeah.
Googling it, and boom, it popped right up.
Yep.
So,
Oh, good.
Yeah, it was
Yay.
great. Wonderful. All the success to you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. I
Thank
really
you so much for
appreciate
having me. This
Yeah,
was
it was
fun.
great. And hey, I'm going to be on your show too.
Yeah,
so.
you are.
Anyway, thanks for being here for a fun edition of Deborah Kobylt Live. And just stay there for another moment or two. We're going to play another clip from Are You There, God? It's me, Margot. See you next time.
Holidays are the worst.
You love the holidays.
Only because it's the one time of year I can ask for things within a reasonable budget and then actually get them. It's like all my friends and family are little magical fairies making my dreams come true.
Do you tell people what to get you? I feel like you've never told me what to get you before.
Okay, I obviously don't just come right out and say it. Except for with my parents. My mom got really sick of my high-pitched thank yous. But honestly, the reason I hate the holidays so much is I hate getting gifts for Ryan.
Seriously? You guys have been together for 4 years. How hard could it be?
That's exactly why it's so difficult. I've done cool chick gifts. I've run out of cool chick gifts. I don't know what to get him.
Isn't there a specific brand of whiskey that he loves?
Are you suggesting I get him whiskey for Christmas?
Well, maybe whiskey and something else. Maybe you could dress up in lingerie and give him whiskey and that.
Nah, I'm gonna be bloated.